Still allowing time. Hopefully you're all here. Okay. Try to count about 10 seconds from when I hit that start button. Smudging. Welcome, welcome. Days number 77 of the 90-Day Happiness Challenge. I am Matthew Amber McLean, the Shamanic Happiness Coach, once again. Just giving you guys some smudging. Smudging. Oh, look at that. My sleeve all mixed up. So, how was reading your book? Perhaps you're still doing it. You had 24 hours. So, let's see how that's going. I'm going to be looking for those posts. If you do need some help, let me know. I didn't even think of this part, but you don't even for the helper of yesterday to read the book that you assigned yourself to read that in one day. And we talked about like the speed of reading and all that kind of stuff and how long it would take you. And I didn't even think about mentioning that there's so many free books at the library for audiobooks and on YouTube. So if your book, obviously for the challenge, I asked you to have a physical book. But if you could find that book in an audio version as well, it would help you. And I used the example of doing through Audible. But just speeding up the time and then kind of getting down like how quickly you need to read in order to make it within a certain time frame, right? Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out for yesterday. So for today, I love today because, again, we're doing some more physical stuff, physical kind of a way. We're going to get cold, like ice cold. Well, whatever you're comfortable with, really. We're going to start integrating other practices that increase like the overall well-being of our body, okay? Activating it, turning it on a little bit more. And part of this basis is, I forget the term exactly, but it's basically like small, tiny physical trauma therapy. But what I mean by that is like how bee stings can be therapeutic, and also cold can be therapeutic, and so can heat, right? And we just know that has different triggers, different effects physiologically. And much like little bee stings, they kind of ramp up the immune system a little bit. In the same manner, so does utilizing cold. And so we're going to start practicing utilizing cold showers and being able to be in that space. So what this means, as you were getting into it, we have to understand that our body may not be used to that. If you already are, good job. You're already one step ahead, and now you can already just talk about your experience or maybe take yourself a little bit further. So I'm asking you to push yourself. For the newbies in this, and that includes me, doing a cold shower is quite a traumatic thing for my body. It kind of goes into shock a little bit. I'm not used to the cold. I'm a big baby sometimes. So yes, what I've had to do is do the baby steps. And that just looks like turning down the heat for like the last portion of my shower, okay? For like the last 30 seconds or something. It doesn't mean turning up the cold. It means gradually, turning down the heat first, allowing yourself to get used to just being there for 30 seconds, allowing the shivers or whatever else to take place that needs to take place because you're totally fine. You're safe, okay? Obviously do this, make sure doing this in the slow, progressive manner is the safe manner, okay? And at any time, if you feel too uncomfortable, pull it back and just allow your body to adjust. Know that you're okay. My body freaks out and it starts to shake and it feels very anxious when I get really cold. So going gradually works for me. And the cool benefits of this, I kind of listed a few in the description, but we are able to gain the ability to have more resilience with our attention. We have more focus. Our immune system kicks on a little bit more. It creates more tonality in our muscles, and I'll explain that in just a minute. What else was in there? You generally start to feel better overall. So it's an emotional response as well. And the other benefit of it, and I'll kind of get into this too, is that you begin to lose a little bit of weight from this. You begin to burn a little more calories. So, tell you a little story. When I was a child, I naturally started to actually do the Wim Hof method is kind of what we're doing. But we're doing it in stages, right? So naturally I started to do that, and I would breathe really heavily, or I would just like go into the cold and become used to it, allow my body to shiver. and allow those shiver muscles, those tiny little muscles that that are around all of your veins and everything else that keep you your body temperature more regulated, and get them to work and get them to be active, get them to be strong. And by doing that, we actually reduce the shock that we would experience going from hot to cold or cold to hot. And in that space, we are also turning on our immune system more because of these small little dysregulations that the body goes through. It feels good to the body because it's kind of like re-updating. It's kind of just sitting there going, oh, I need to pay attention more. And so it does. It starts to kick on a little bit more. It becomes more functional. Now, when we're talking, the part about losing weight is, in addition, when you're actually doing that shivering, you're using a lot of muscles to create that heat and to keep your body in that stasis, that homeostatic position. So you're naturally going to be burning more calories, which does help you to lose weight, right? So you're doing a whole body workout kind of a thing. So in the beginning, your body needs to build its shiver muscles. Then you start to get used to it, and then you move on, right? And then you're able to handle it. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the breathing of the Wim Hof and how that works. But it was pretty powerful when I was a kid because I remember being able to go outside almost in any temperature and not have an issue at all. I would go out in t-shirt and whatnot. Maybe several of us have that same understanding. But I also used to do this as an adult, just a little bit younger. And I never really understood why I was able to do that. I just started doing these things naturally. And then all of a sudden, it turns out that some of us may have already been drawn to this kind of activity or behavior, which is the Wim Hof method. And we've been doing it for a while. And it's super beneficial. So we're going to allow this technique to build resilience within our world. So start your cold showers, okay? In the beginning, of course, just the last 30 seconds or so, just turn down the heat until it's a little bit uncomfortable, just a little bit, and just be there, allow your body to adjust. And every day maybe, or whenever you're comfortable, whatever is for your greatest and highest good, go ahead and progressively remove more heat. And once you're ready, add more cold, okay? Eventually, you're going to get to an entirely cold shower, and you're going to only need to be in there for a few minutes, and that's going to cause us to save water, save electricity, and all these other things. So it's actually got a lot of benefits for the environment, our pocketbooks, so to speak, just the usage of energy. And it increases our internal homeostasis. Very powerful. So when you, for the share of this one, just share the video using the hashtag, of course, 90-Day Happiness Challenge. Tag me, Matthew Embry McLean, the Shamanic Happiness Coach, so I can find you. And just describe what your experience was. Was it really dysregulating? Was it super easy? Were you able to go very cold? And this is going to be a little experimental. So in the beginning, like I said, just turn down the heat. You might end up doing this experiment or that portion of the experiment for more than 30 seconds. It might be 2 minutes or something until you get to the right setting where you're like, okay, now this is slightly dysregulating and I'm going to stay in this position for 30 seconds. Even count if you need to, and that might help to keep you in that space instead of making you jump out of the shower, right? So anyway, with light and love, I say namaste. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.